It's time for Movie Monday, you guys, and I found the perfect adventure, especially for fans of Godzilla and King Kong, because as you know, we're getting Godzilla versus Kong sometime in the dystopian future if everything is going to continue the way it's continuing now. And I mean it when I say this is going to be a short adventure, because there's really nothing much to it, to be honest. But there is one part of the adventure that you guys are going to love. You like my logo? I know you guys were bothered about the blurry background thing, so this is going to be much easier for the both of us. There you go. Without further ado, let's get into the adventure. Oh my god, this is great. You know things are gonna get serious when it's by the Asylum. Is the company called Asylum because the movies that they produce cause people to end up in asylums? Or is it because a whole bunch of escape crazy people made the movies? This movie is called King of the Lost World. The movie starts off by cutting right to the action. A plane is crashing on this remote island somewhere.
Why? Her friend is missing.
You have to help me find her.
We will. It's all right.
What kind of crying is that? What are you doing? The girl they're talking about, Gloria, happens to wake up on another side of the island somewhere where the other part of the plane crashed down, and she wakes up to an eternal nightmare. Some huge creature is making its way towards her. This is going to be the last moments of her life. And what creature will take her to meet her doom? You know, it just bothers me that her screaming is not even, like, real. She's not even screaming. She literally has her mouth open and somebody, like, dubbed a sound effect over it. And you can see it in her mouth, and it bothers me so much. Ugh, why am I cursed to see these awful things that are not even that serious, but they are? Anyways, yeah, if you haven't realized, a giant ape has now feasted on her flesh. Oh, what in the shit just happened? What the hell was that? Okay, hold on a minute. Because I guess this thing has the arms of freaking bullets, so we can't even see what happens. That was not shot well. Let's take a look at that again, shall we? So right around here, he raises his arm back to grab her. Okay, and whatever, let's move on. Now, I gotta be totally honest, at first when I saw this woman, I thought she was having a miscarriage or something, but turns out, no, her leg is just hurt. These two guys that look eerily alike decide to head off and take matters into their own hands to protect the rest of the herd. Work together valiantly to rescue any other survivors. There's Dollar Store Maggie from The Walking Dead, who's the camera girl and supposed to be the tough one of the bunch. Then we meet Vigilante Guy. We call him Vigilante Guy because he has guns and cigars and his briefcase he won't let anyone touch.
I'm okay, just back off, will ya?
One of the dudes, because honestly I didn't learn any of their names, goes out to see whether or not he can see the cockpit from here. The rest of the plane, he sees it. He decides that since the black box is over there, that's where the signal is, that they should go over there, but some of the other people think that they shouldn't. The good argument is that the smoke is coming from there, so if there was going to be a rescue plane, they would see it over there where there's actual freaking smoke. But, you know, gotta put in opposite characters for the plot.
Who the hell put you in charge?
I did. Everybody.
Don't you love it when people do that? Nobody else takes charge, but the minute someone actually does and goes out there and risks their ass to go save everybody else, then everybody has a problem with them being in charge. Please forgive me on this adventure, the acting is not the best, but we'll make do. Let's continue, because things are gonna get a little saucy. The leader dudes decide to lead some of the group away towards the cockpit. And this is where things start to get creepy as they see this humongous web above them. They see a humongous web that looks like it was either made by a big-ass spider or a spider with a really big ass.
Is this moss? No, don't touch that!
Okay, you guys, so you'll find that the magical, sorry, whoops. You'll oh crap. You'll notice that a lot of the creatures in this adventure are very strange, but not because of the way they look, but because of the way they move. It's really hard to suspend belief. By the way, do those people look scared to you? Because I'd be scared. Do they look scared? They don't look scared. And that's one of the things that make and break movies like this. The ability for the actors to make us believe their performance, and they're not doing a great job at it.
Oh, get him out of there!
Check him, see if he's alright.
Dude, that looks flat like a leaf. Do you think he's okay? I mean, seriously, with your eyes. Drops down like a bag of feathers and looks like the equivalent of a schoolbook paper. Do you think that there's a human body inside that thing?
Pull it! Oh, holy shit.
Honest to God, what did they think they were gonna find in there? Freaking idiots. The terror is not over, as the hunter is still at large.
Oh, behind you!
Okay, you know what? Let's just skip past this part, because apparently we have paper mache spiders charging at people's heads. I mean, spiders don't even move like that on webs. Why is it soaring through the canopy like a freaking rocket launcher? Do spiders move like that? Have you seen a spider? I've seen a cockroach move like that from the other side of the room. I've seen a cockroach like launch itself like a freaking missile into my forehead. That was not fun. I will remember that for the rest of my goddamn life. I can feel it even now. One thing I know that does not move like that are spiders, unless that one comes with a rocket launcher installed inside its ass. Goddamn stupid movie.
Everybody.
Number one, that sounds like a casting couch audition. Number two, who is screaming? Who is screaming? Is it the girl that was on the floor with the camera? Like, you know, Coupon Maggie? Was it her? Because her mouth is not synced up with the screams. And if it's not her and it's another girl that got caught by the spider, there's no Doppler effect going on. It sounds like she's still on the ground with all of them, but yet the camera's not showing her, nor what the flip. Just let's move on. Dun, 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 dun. It really does sound like the Avengers song, though. Anyway, the group moves on and they all start freaking out, or at least one of them starts freaking out because they just had a traumatic experience with a missile-launching spider. They finally, after having almost lost their lives and limbs, find the other part of the plane, the cockpit, but here's a plot twist. It's not their plane. It's actually another aircraft that had crashed there. So yeah, the mystery is, why is it that they mysteriously crashed, but there's another plane that just happened to crash in the exact place? Odd. Bootleg Maggie has to worry about her cut. She thinks it's no problem, but others are worried that it's gonna get infected. The group is a little wary about this guy because he's hiding the freaking suitcase and won't let them know what's in it.
We should stick with us. There's safety in numbers.
Doing all right on my own.
Okay, bitch, then why did you come back? Like, if you were okay on your own, why were you sneaking through the night and came back with them? Why didn't you just stay out there on your own, you freaking people? As the adventure continues, these guys can't even get a good night's rest because not only do they have to worry about spiders the size of skyscrapers or houses, but they have to also worry about man-eating vines. This is the equivalent of like 3 horror movies in one. One of the guys falls down in some kind of crevasse. It's a very shallow one, and he finds this mysterious thing down there. Want to know what it is? Well, we're getting to it. He tells him that there's a ladder down there, which means that there's other humans still alive on this island.
Say we're not alone.
I think you guys gotta come down here and see this.
When the other James Bond-looking guy goes down there, he sees something that betrays his eyes. And he can't believe it, because what lies before him looks like the skull of freaking Drogon. Yep, some creature with a reptilian skull and a whole pair of 2 wings is down there, and it looks pretty fresh. So they have spiders to worry about. They have God knows what else. Oh, forgot. King Kong is also waltzing around. So can you see what this adventure is modeling itself off of? If you guys love King Kong and you haven't watched any of the MonsterVerse movies yet, this is going to fulfill your bloodlust. I swear to you, it is going to be something that you are going to cherish for the rest of your life because it is the poor man's King Kong. And when I say poor, I mean dirt. Like, I mean dry eyes because you can't afford to buy Visine. And your water's probably so dirty you can't use it to wash your eye hole.
What the hell is that thing?
What does it look like to you, idiot? Use your observation skills.
Where are you guys?
Stay back there. We'll be up in a second.
Hold on a second. Didn't the guy on the right just said, you guys, you need to come see this? Meaning all of you people? So why is it now, when he already saw it, is he telling them to stay back there when he already invited them all to come and see it? I will not get stressed. Needless to say, one of the girls comes down and proves these guys right where they probably didn't want to tell anybody else. But you know, you already invited everyone, so that was your fault. And she just loses it.
trotting reporter. I'm a waitress from Tehachapi, California. And since we've gotten here, I have seen a giant spider, a man eating the vine, and we are now standing in a pit staring at something that, for lack of a better word, looks like a fucking dragon!
Look at me.
Now say it with me, sweetheart. Shut the hell up. Because I'm sorry, Mrs. Little entitled ribbon in her hair. You're not the only one who crashed out of the freaking goddamn sky. Last time I checked, everybody else also saw those very same things. Mind you, some of those people got eaten. They always have to have one. They always have to have one annoying character. Not even the villain in this adventure is as annoying as this chick is. Some of the group members get kidnapped by what looks like some tribal group that was already on the island. It turns out this group of people were actually victims that had crashed beforehand from the other plane wreckage. Me strong, me eat well. Dollar Tree Maggie starts to get really sick because her wound is infected. I mean, who didn't see that coming from a mile away? Luckily, one of the girls is a doctor, has some kind of medical experience to fix her up for the time being. One of the guys goes with villain assassin looking guy and figures out that there's something even more to be afraid of than what they've seen. Because remember, these guys haven't yet seen the big ol' ape. This is going to be the boss for the final level. We also start to realize that there are a lot of traps around the island specifically designed for something as big as the ape. So King Kong in this story is not the hero, he's the monster that everyone's trying to get rid of. I mean, he was in the older movies too at some point, but you know what I mean. The group finds yet another wreckage from a fighter plane. Apparently, some jet that has been there a long time ago, and conveniently, one of the members of the crash victims knows every single model of plane on the planet. They look to old burly assassin guy to help them figure out the bomb situation so they can send it out as some type of flare. See, I just rolled into that because I was messing up and I just rolled into it. That was cringe.
That guy's got a gun and cigars. Bastard.
Look here, Dollar Tree Maggie. Why are you jealous of this guy? Maybe you should have packed your own guns and cigar if you wanted them. You're gonna hate on the guy for carrying his own items and being prepared. Throughout this segment of the adventure, they just hate on this guy for no reason. Okay, maybe he is a little creepy and mysterious, but then they almost seem to kind of provoke him.
It's non-functional. Nothing but a paperweight now. I can't get it to work.
Can't? Whoa.
Oh, shut up. Jesus Christ. See what I mean? The guy wasn't even doing anything to him, and then this guy comes in like a freaking white knight. Seriously, of all the people, that's the person you want to provoke right now? We're near a remote island where any crime done there can be just buried away? Natural selection at its finest. Anyways, they make it to his cave where some giant scorpions attacks them, and they're scared because of the camera flash. One guy dies, and the rest get away. That's not really important because honestly, none of the humans are that important.
Whoa! Get back here! Go! Get out!
Look, I know my audio is not the best, but I'm a lowly YouTuber. The audio mixing here for a freaking movie is just deplorable. Half the time I can understand what they said because it sounds as though they're mashing their mouth into some wet mud. Yes, I understand that's redundant because mud is wet. But I mean like sopping. Like they're underwater, but it's mud.
Get out! Go! Go, get out of here!
God, this movie sucks.
John!
Okay, so the scorpions are right behind you. Why would you turn your back on them? Like, what are you staying there for? What were you gonna do? Repel them by your bad breath and horrible acting?
No!
Meanwhile, the tribal people that were there now want to sacrifice some of the humans. Who the hell is he supposed to be? One of the Purge members in freaking diapers? Anyway, remember the dragon thing that we saw in the cave? Well, apparently, these dragon things live on the island, and King Kong is afraid of those things, but it's not called King Kong, but you know what I mean. So to keep the dragon things around them that act like ocelots in Minecraft against creepers, they feed them human sacrifices, because there is absolutely nothing else on this island, like scorpions or anything else that the dragons can possibly eat. I mean, you know, considering that there is a low population of humans, let's sacrifice as many humans as we can so the dragons can stay around. Not any other creature in this abundant ecological atmosphere, whatever. See? Well, anyways, they keep some people for themselves, but Cookie Maggie decides that she's not going to be a part of that. And then there's a scene with one of the tribal women ripping open another girl's shirt, and she just happens to not be wearing anything, because I know how good it feels to not wear anything, but Jesus Christ, that was just so random. I was like, okay, I guess, you know, whatever. Can't show that on YouTube. You gotta watch the movie. Leader guy and poor man's Maggie meet a crazy guy who'd been a prisoner for a while. Just like these dudes, he's been trying to get out of here for quite some time. He collected parts from planes so that he could try and send some kind of signal out to get out. But he can't get the last two because the 8 won't let him get near those planes. One of those 2 planes happened to be one of the pieces of the plane that just recently crashed that these victims were on.
2 planes down there. And he won't let me take them.
I'm sorry, this part's hilarious because he says it and everyone's just staring at him. Then he says it a second time like they forgot their lines and he's like, ahem, there's 2 planes down there, you won't let me take them? You say.
There's 2 planes down there. But he won't let me take them. Who?
If that was actually one of those situations where that guy forgot his line and that was the only part that he forgot, like, come on, dude, come on. Everyone's got to pull their weight together. But of course, they're talking about Kong King.
Who watches it?
Whoa, what is going on with his legs? Salt shaker, I mean, what the hell is going on?
He's the one that...
I'm sorry, I can't take him seriously. Why is he gyrating? What is going on? Tribal people set up their little visitors for a sacrifice. Beer gut guy is like, now we call down the dragon. Meanwhile, other leader guy tries to convince his friend, or his girlfriend, like, he's like, what's wrong with you? Because untie the ropes. And is it his girlfriend? I don't know. Half of everybody's mixing together. I don't know any of these characters.
Dana, untie the ropes.
You now die. With honor, help our tribe live on. You accept honorable death.
You know what I don't understand? These guys were Americans that crashed there. Why are they speaking in fragmented English? Like, all of a sudden crashing in an island and living there for a few years takes away their ability to speak properly. You help us, we live. You help as sacrifice, we go on. Like, dude, you don't regress into caveman mentality having never been a caveman. What the frick is this writing?
Fuck you!
Okay, let's move on to the meat of the atmosphere. I mean, of the adventure. My brain is sizzling right now, but you guys are gonna love this. Turns out his girlfriend is still on his side, and she gives him a wink to let him know that, don't worry, I got you, bro. They raise the trumpets to call the dragon. That's a nice shot right there, by the way. And this basically acts like a dinner bell for these dragons. Dude, I am as lost as you are. Okay, he's not lost. He's terrified. What are these PSX graphics? What is happening right now? I'm literally asking because I can't even tell. I can't see half the time. They have these Roblox models on the freaking realistic background with people there, and it is so obvious that it is not melding in very well. Very well. It's not melding in at all with what's going on. I can't even speak right now. I'm so freaking annoyed. Why did they not... Why? What are they doing? You can't see... It gets worse. Why are they flying with their arms open like that? What, do they have spatulas tied to their freaking feet? What's the matter with these people? You couldn't tuck the legs in? No flying animal flies like that. And they all look the same. It's like they took a model of these dragons that were on a flat surface and they were lying all sprawled out in front of the sun, and they decided to not even bone the creatures except the wings, and they just took them off the ground and left the feet splayed out just the way they were on the ground. This is how the dragons look when they're lying down, like they're dead. Make them look the same way when they're flying in the freaking air. It seriously took me out of it. Like, the spider thing was a bit much, and everything else, I'm like, okay, I can forgive that. But the dragons? Come on.
Holy shit!
Okay, now we get to see King Kong in all his glory. The dragons look atrocious. Let's see if they did a little better with King Kong. I didn't get a great first impression, but maybe they'll make up for it near the end of the movie when we're gonna get to see him the most. Didn't they say that the dragons are supposed to repel Kong? So why is he there? I can't see. That's not a good shot. Can't see what's happening. I mean, I know we're supposed to think that's his foot, but you can't see anything. The friends get to the plane and they start to yada yada, rig up the bomb and whatnot. That's not the most important part of everything. Then he fights this tribal woman. None of this matters. What matters is the horrible job they did with what the hell this is. So as you can tell with what's going on, these creatures are horribly rendered. I couldn't even enjoy the reveal because half the time you can't, the frame rate is totally off from these creatures. The problem is they're moving way too fast. Their movements are so jerky, half the time you can't tell what the hell is going on. Kong picks up the plane with a bomb inside of it and blows himself all to hell. But these guys are still okay, even though they were only yards away from everything that was happening. Like, that's how close they were, and they didn't get incinerated. Like, right, okay. Well, what'd you know? The adventure wasn't short at all. It just happened to be as long, because half the time I was griping about things that I should have expected to be an issue. But I'm griping because I feel like they really didn't have anything else to work with. It's the same story. It just rendered the things properly. Like, even if you use some crappy models, you can really make a big difference if you make them move properly. Jesus Christ. I could not make out Kong because he was moving at the freaking speed of light like a vampire on speed. Reminds me of when I saw a werewolf in Minecraft for the first time and the thing shot off into the sunset in the space of a blink. It really hurt my eyes, like so much to the point where I had to keep blinking and they were drying up. But anyways, that was the adventure, guys. This was a really strange movie. It wasn't the worst I've seen, but it definitely is ass. To think of it, if you're waiting for Godzilla vs. Kong or any of the future Godzilla Kong movies, this is probably just going to make you a little bit more angry, and it's going to cause the opposite effect and make you even more hyped to see the real movies. So, yeah, watch at your own discretion. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.